All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a topic that, well, it kind of operates in the shadows of our everyday interactions: dark psychology. So let's kick things off with a pretty intense question, right? Because the truth is, whether we even realize it or not, psychological influence is this constant, invisible force in all of our lives. In this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain on these secret techniques. And look, the goal here isn't to teach you how to become a manipulator. No way. It's to arm you with the awareness you need to recognize it and to protect yourself from it. Okay, so let's ease into this. First, we're going to look at what you might call the lighter side of influence. These are techniques that aren't necessarily evil, but they're definitely used all the time to build rapport and, yeah, get a bit of a social edge. First up is something called the Benjamin Franklin effect. And this one, it's a real head-scratcher. It sounds completely backward, but honestly, one of the most effective ways to get someone to like you is to ask them for a favor. Wild, right? Let's break down how that even works. So, what's the magic here? Well, it all boils down to something in psychology called cognitive dissonance. See, when someone who doesn't like you does you a favor, their brain kind of short circuits. It's thinking, wait a second, I helped this person, but I thought I didn't like them. That creates this mental static. And to get rid of that uncomfortable feeling, the easiest thing for their brain to change isn't the action. They already did the favor. The easiest thing to change is the feeling. So they start telling themselves, you know what, maybe I do like this person after all. And just like that, their whole view of you starts to shift. All right, next up, we have a tool you've definitely seen in action. You've probably even done it yourself without even thinking about it. It's called mirroring. And it is an incredibly powerful way to build an instant, subconscious connection with someone just by reflecting their body language. Now, the key word here, and I can't stress this enough, is subtlety. This is not about playing a game of Simon Says, okay? You don't want to copy every single thing they do right away. That's just creepy. No, it's about these little, delayed echoes. They lean in to make a point, and a few seconds later, you might lean in too. They start speaking a little quieter, you naturally lower your voice to match. What this does is it sends this powerful, unspoken signal straight to their subconscious that says, hey, we're alike, we're on the same team. And that creates this incredible feeling of trust and rapport almost instantly. But as you can probably guess, this stuff isn't always used for good. Influence has a really dark side, a side where simple persuasion twists into something much more sinister: malicious control. So let's turn the page and see what happens when these tools become weapons. Okay, so now we're getting into the really heavy stuff. The techniques we're about to talk about are actively used to make people feel unstable, to knock them off balance, and to control them. And honestly, just being able to spot these is absolutely crucial for your own mental and emotional well-being. Gaslighting. You've probably heard the term, but it is one of the most poisonous tactics out there. Imagine this. A manipulator takes your keys, hides them, and then when you're frantically looking for them, they say something like, honey, they've been on the counter the whole time. You're getting so forgetful lately. Do that enough times with enough little things, and you start to doubt your own mind, your own reality. And that's the goal, to make you so unsure of yourself that you have to rely on their version of what's real. And then there's this one, another really destructive tactic called love bombing. And let's be clear, this is not real love. It's not genuine affection. It's a full-blown strategy, a calculated plan to make someone completely dependent on you by just drowning them in attention and praise. And this cycle, this is exactly why love bombing is so incredibly damaging. The manipulator puts you on this insane emotional roller coaster. First, you get these incredible highs, the constant attention, the gifts, feeling like you're the center of their universe. You get addicted to that feeling. And then bam, they pull it all away. The silence is deafening. And you're left desperate, willing to do almost anything to get back to those good times. It traps you in this vicious loop of dependency where they have all the cards. So, wow. After hearing about all of these dark patterns, the big question is, what do you do? How on earth do you protect yourself from this? This single most powerful thing you can do, the first and most important step, is just awareness. That's it. You can't fight an enemy you don't even know is there. But the moment you can put a name to it, the moment you can say, wait, this is gaslighting, or, whoa, this feels like love bombing, it's like a spell is broken. The tactic loses its invisible power over you. That recognition is everything. It's the first step to getting your control back. Okay, so think of this as your personal defense toolkit. Number one, trust your gut. Seriously, if a situation or a person just feels off, listen to that feeling. It's usually right. Then start looking for the patterns we've talked about, those crazy cycles of being put on a pedestal and then being devalued. Next, you have to set rock-solid boundaries. And, this is the hard part, you have to enforce them. And maybe the most important thing of all, you have to understand deep down that you are not the problem here. The manipulation is the problem. Once you truly believe that, you start to take your power back. Now, if this whole topic has really grabbed you and you want to dive a lot deeper, these 3 books are basically the masterclass. They are essential reading for anyone who wants to truly understand the dynamics of power, influence, and just the wild complexities of human nature. So, we're going to leave you with this question to think about. Because having this knowledge, it's not just about building a shield. It's about seeing the world with new eyes. It's about understanding the invisible currents that guide so many of our conversations and relationships. Ultimately, it's about moving through the world with a little more awareness and a whole lot more wisdom.